I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and I'm here with Brian Deegan and his daughter Haley. For those of you that don't know, Brian has been in every X Games since its inception. He has 16 motocross medals, and he's currently tearing it up in the off-road racing circuit.
I just love racing off-road. This season's been good, chasing another title, and we were able to do a lot of Jeep events also this year, so it's been good.
Awesome. And Haley, you're actually following in your dad's footsteps, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I also raced in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series. I won the championship last year, the first female to win a championship. This year I moved up a class and we're battling for a championship again, so I'm pretty stoked on that, and we're getting ready for all the racing this year.
You guys are the quintessential racing family, but we're here right now to actually celebrate the launch of the Deegan38 Jeep product line. And in order to celebrate, we're going to be building you guys a badass Jeep. That thing is going to have every imaginable Deegan38 part on it. We're going with front, rear bumpers, rock sliders, grille, fender flares, a little bit of everything, and those parts are awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited, you know, I can't wait.
Those Deegan38 parts are definitely a great mix of both form and function, so we're going to be using all of those, but I also have a couple more things that I want to throw on that Jeep to build you guys the most amazing trail-worthy vehicle that we possibly can.
So where is it, man?
Here it is, brand new 2017 Rubicon. This is what we're going to be building for you.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. You cool if we take it out for a spin?
Yeah, take it easy on it.
Yeah, sure. To take it easy on these Jeeps, but I think it's time we take a little detour. So let's do it.
Yeah, it's about time.
You ready? Let's do it!
I was born ready.
This little stock Jeep, see what it's got. This mud right here. Good way to warm up the tranny. Alright, Haley, Ryan said to make sure the Jeeps come back clean, so we're gonna have to clean them off. Here we go! Woo! Well, Ryan, broke this thing in right.
I can see that. Thanks for coming out. I know you guys got to head out of here. We're gonna get this thing cleaned off, get it up in the shop, and start turning some wrenches. So now that we have this thing in the shop and up on the rack, we're going to start tearing it down. Right now we are getting the axles taken out of it. As you can see, we have a truss mocked up here on the Dana 44, giving us a bunch of extra strength because of course we're going with a big lift and some big tires on this thing, and we know that Deegan is going to thrash on it. Along with beefing up the axles, of course we're also going to get them re-geared, and we're going to go to a 513 gear with the 37s we're putting on this Jeep. Now we know that's a little bit aggressive, but Deegan's going to want that low end acceleration. He's going to want to be able to go fast off-road, so that's what we're going to try and give him. And while we're waiting for them to come back, we're actually going to start working on the top side of this thing with a bunch of other exterior mods. The first thing you're going to notice are the graphics. We definitely wanted something big and bold to match Brian's personality, and I think we've hit that nail right on the head. Once we got the vinyl done, we started on a couple of the parts here. So as you can see, the whole front end has been drastically transformed by the addition of these Deegan38 parts. This is the Deegan38 front bumper. We also have the skid plate installed there. There is the Deegan38 grille that has the light bar built right into it. That's a KC light bar. And of course we had to install a winch on that bumper, and for that we went with the Smittybilt X20. This is their Gen 2 winch, completely waterproof. And like I said, it completely transforms the whole front of the Jeep by both looks and also functionality. Of course, this bumper is going to have both lights here in the corners and in the front. It is going to have a couple of D-ring mounting points, of course the winch mount. This is going to be great for recoveries, protection, and also changing up the look of the Jeep. The grille is definitely going to be one of those things that's more aesthetic than it is functional. It gives you a little bit of that angry eyes look that I know a lot of you guys like. This is something that is definitely different from a lot of the other grills out there. This has perforation over the turn signals, so it really changes up the look of the Jeep. A lot of the other grills will just let you snap those factory turn signals right in place over top. It looks just like factory. Again, this has that perforation. And of course, this is going to have a built-in LED light bar as well. Almost all of the Deegan38 parts have lights built into them in one way or another. I am a light nut myself, so that goes right up my alley. I really like all of that functionality. So back here we installed the matching Deegan38 rear bumper with the tire carrier. This is going to have some additional recovery points. In the center, a 2-inch recovery point as well. The tire carrier is really important, especially for this Jeep and for any of you that plan on running a larger than factory tire on your Jeep. This has those KC lights built into it as well. Like I said, a lot of Deegan38 stuff has lights. I definitely like that. So I have a couple of Deegan38 parts on the side of the Jeep here. These are the Deegan38 fender flares. These are going to be a metal flare. A lot of the other ones are going to be 2 pieces here that are welded together. These are actually going to be bent on a brake, so it definitely gives them a different look, a more sleek look, a more finished look, in my opinion. It's going to give you some protection if you're wheeling those narrow trails, and it's also going to visually open up that wheel well. You can see how this angle really flows right into the rear bumper, and up front you have the same thing, the front fender flare going into the front bumper. The other part that we have on the side of the Jeep here are the Deegan38 side steps and rock sliders. These are going to be a combo piece, so as you can see, you have a nice sturdy stepping surface here. You're going to give you a ton of traction, but these are also very much going to work as a rock slider. These are going to be really solid. They're not exclusively going to be a step, and to go along with everything else that has lights in it, you are going to have a couple of KC rock lights built right into these sliders, so that really ties everything together, both form and function as well. So most of the work that we've done on this Jeep is on the underside. Here we have the Deegan38 dual split axle back exhaust by GIBSON. That's going to give this Jeep a little bit more sound, definitely a little bit more attitude. As you can see, it's a black exhaust, dual tips, has the Deegan38 logo on the side. Definitely goes with the theme here from both a look and a sound perspective. We're definitely going to get a little bit more volume and a nice low exhaust note out of that exhaust system. Up here, one of the biggest pieces that we installed is going to be the ARTEC Industries BELLYPAN kit. And this is going to give this Jeep protection really from front to back, everything that you would want to protect when you're off-road. It's going to cover that oil pan, the transmission, the transfer case, even adding some protection to the gas tank. So when Brian's out there, when he's wheeling this thing hard, he's not going to have to worry about messing up any of the soft underbelly of the Jeep. Along with these skid plates, we also installed the Deegan38 skid plate that goes on that front bumper. Now that's a piece that not all of you are really going to need. Some of you are going to like it just for the look. It does finish off the look of the Jeep a little bit, but because this is a Rubicon, it has those electronic sway bar disconnects, so that skid plate is going to be functional for us, protecting that area. We got the axles back from re-gear and they are hung back underneath the Jeep. Of course, they both have new ring and pinions on the inside, but they also have some additions to the outside. Here you can see the ARTEC Industries truss up front. There's also a matching one in the rear, and the front also got treated to a TerraFlex axle sleeve and gusset kit. We are running some big tires on this Jeep, and we want to make sure that all of the running gear can hold up to it, so we definitely beefed up those axles. Now, let's talk about the lift kit. This is a TerraFlex 4-inch lift kit, and this is their new CT4 kit. This is going to allow us to run a set of 37s on this Jeep with plenty of room for clearance, and this kit does include the Falcon 3.3 shocks that are adjustable in a whole bunch of different ways. It is a long arm lift kit, as you can see here, and it comes with all 8 longer control arms, so the installation requires you to cut off all of those factory control arm brackets and weld new ones into place. This is not an install for the faint of heart. We went through a lot of welding wire getting this thing put together. So for the tires, like I said, this lift gives us plenty of room for 37s, and we are going to be running a set of the Deegan38 37 by 1250 Mickey Thompson tires, and they're gonna be wrapped around a set of Deegan38 17 by 9 wheels. That combination is not only going to look good, it's gonna give us a very large footprint, tons of traction off-road, and a lot of sidewall as well if we do get into any rocks. So that pretty much finishes up the underside of the Jeep here, and actually most of the top side as well. We're really down to just finishing touches on this thing. So we're gonna get the lift lowered down and get everything buttoned up. Here onto the interior of the Jeep. For all of those lights we installed, we have everything switched all to this DAYSTAR 8-pillar switch panel, and that's going to hold all 4 of these switches, nice and easy to access right from the driver's seat. And speaking of seats, we swapped out the seats in this Jeep for a set of PRP signature Deegan38 seats. These are going to be the black and gray setup, and I really like these seats. A lot of the time when you go with an aftermarket seat like this, especially one that's a little bit more race or off-road inspired, you do lose a little bit of functionality, and that is going to be the case with these. These are no longer going to have a recline on the back side of the seat. However, they are still going to slide using those factory seat slides. We do have a harness bar in this Jeep, so that's going to make sure that we're nice and secure in this Jeep as we're flying down the trails. Of course, all the additional bolstering. They're very comfortable, and they change up the look of the interior, which is another really nice aspect of adding those new seats. And finally, one of the biggest things that we installed on the exterior and the top side of this Jeep is right here, a brand new top. This Jeep came with a hard top. This is the Barricade BESTOP TREKTOP Pro, which is a fairly new top from BESTOP, and it's really going to be a hybrid top, the best of both a soft top and a hard top. So it's going to have that soft top appearance. You're still going to have the Sunrider feature up front here, so you can easily pop the clips, flip that front section of the top back, giving you and your front seat passenger that open air driving experience. But you're gonna have a little bit more security with this top, and you're going to have glass windows, so you're not going to constantly be zipping windows in and out. These are going to be sliding windows, and these actually also have a screen in the back of them, so while they're open, you're not going to have bugs and whatnot flying in and out of the Jeep. And then this back window here, this is also going to be a glass window, so it has a set of pneumatic gas shocks, just like a factory hardtop would. It also has a defroster. You can get a windshield wiper right from BESTOP for this rear window. I really like this top, and to have it installed on this Jeep, I think it really fits with the theme that we're going with and definitely sets this Jeep apart from all of the other ones rolling down the road. That's pretty much it for this Jeep. All we have left to do is calibrate it, and for that we're going to be using the SUPERCHIPS FLASHPAQ calibrator. That's going to allow us to calibrate for the tire size, the new gear ratio, make sure this thing's not going to go into limp mode for us. Because it isn't automatic, it's also going to change those shift points for the larger tires, making sure that everything drives exactly how it should. I am super excited to be finished up with this Jeep, but I am more excited to see how Brian reacts to it.
Damn, look at this thing. This thing's sick. Oh man, I can't wait to drive this thing.
The big tires look nice on it.
KC lights, skid plate.
I like the grill.
The Smitty built winch. The bumpers look good on it. How the front comes down like that.
Yeah.
All this meshes in.
It all like forms together.
That thing's seriously beefy right there. Like that. Those fender flares are super simple.
I like the texture.
Strong. And the side steps. I like those. The suspension looks good.
It's intense.
All black, my style. Dude, that's it. We're get in. We're driving this thing. Let's get out of here, dude. Check it out. It's new Jeep in town, boys. That's badass. It's our Jeep Safari Trail. Cool, let's head out here and we'll mess around out there a little bit. Suspensions handles it like a dream. Tires just gripping. Drop it down in low gear.
Big hole. Big
I don't know.
hole.
Oh, that ride.
Now that you actually got to drive it, what do you think?
That was awesome, you know, it was fun.
I know you're gonna have a blast with the Jeep. We were really happy to build it for you. Glad you love it, enjoy it.
Can't wait, like this thing looks really good. It's my style, dark, so off-road's all around here. I'm stoked.
So that's gonna wrap it up for a day out here at Deegan's house. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out more videos like this, as well as some other great Jeep content.